back to the Petite Kitchen with another great recipe. So today we are going to do a Génoise. Génoise is one of those recipes that you need to have in your repertoire because the possibilities of filling it and changing it and adapting it are really endless. It's a very simple recipe, but it's all in the technique. The ingredients are you ready to hear what the ingredients are? The ingredients are just 4 items. 6 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of plain flour, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. And that is all we're gonna need. And it really, do you wanna come with me? Come.
No.
Say hello. Not in his PJs. No, just in his sports clothes.
Bye.
Bye. So today's recipe, as I was saying, really relies on the technique. Génoise is a sponge. It is a sponge that really works well with juices, with cream, with fresh fruits. You would want to fill it with my pavlova filling, which is mascarpone, whipping cream, and mango and passion fruit. You can do a fraisier with lots of fresh cream and berries. So we have to start with a preheated oven at 180 and 2 8-inch tins, or it really depends on which tins you have. And we need to line the bottom of the tins, but do not grease the edges because the cake needs to rise, and if the edges are greased, it won't be able to rise. So to achieve these, you can either buy them ready cut, or you can just grab a paper of non-stick parchment paper, cut it into a square, fold it into a triangle, and just cut it into a circle. And that is how the easiest way to have a round paper. So these are ready. As always, you need to have the eggs at room temperature. Start cracking them into my bowl, and I'll see you in a bit. The eggs are in my bowl. We definitely need to use a food processor or a handheld mixer, starting slow and gradually increasing the speed. So this has been whipping for about 1 minute. I have here 1 cup of sugar, just normal caster sugar or just white sugar, and I'm gonna gradually add it to my eggs. And I'm gonna reduce the speed a bit. I'm gonna just gradually add it, and I'm gonna keep on whisking for about 8 minutes. We're not yet completely there, but I just wanted to show you what is happening at this stage. So we need the ribbon stage, which we haven't 100% achieved yet, but look at that. So that is just sugar and eggs, and it has almost tripled in volume. So I'm going to keep on beating it for another 4 minutes. Okay, so I just stopped it, and I think it's ready. Just going to remove this. And I'm going to show you how beautiful that looks like. And the ribbon stage is where we can write an 8 with the batter, and it doesn't break. So that is our beautiful eggs and sugar. What we really don't want is to deflate the whipped volume of the eggs and the sugar. So that is 1 cup of plain flour leveled. I'm gonna place it here, and I'm gonna add to it half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so my half a teaspoon is this one. I'm gonna add half a teaspoon, also leveled, of baking powder. And I'm gonna just give this a quick whisk here. And then what I'm gonna do is in three times, I'm gonna add it to the batter. I'm gonna sift it above, on top of the batter in 3 times, and I'm gonna gently fold it with a spatula. So we want the mixture to really be very light and airy, and that's gonna give us the most amazing Génoise. I absolutely love Génoise. This is how you should be folding the flour into the mixture without really deflating it. And we have to make sure that we don't have pockets of flour at the bottom of the bowl. So we're gonna fold the last bit of flour. So as you can see, it's a very light batter, and the secret is in really beating the egg and sugar until you get a really nice and fluffy mix. So look at that. You can use a scale to weigh the two pans. I'm just gonna do it al nazar, which is just eyeballing it. Now with my beautiful offset spatula, this one, I'm just gonna smooth the top gently without deflating the batter. And now they'll go to the oven for about 25 to 28 minutes, depending on the size of the pan. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so now as you can see, the top is nice and golden. It's springy to touch. I'm gonna gently loosen the edges with my, not offset, so my straight spatula. So now our two Génoises are ready. You can cut them, fill them, or fill them as they are. It's a very light sponge. Stay tuned and I'll show you more in a bit. Hi guys, so the cakes are cool. I just cut up a couple of mangoes, juicy and ripe. It's what I had in the fridge. I would ideally add to them some passion fruit for the juice and the tanginess, but I just don't have them at the moment. And I quickly whipped together a mascarpone cream, which is made out of a tub of mascarpone, which is 250 grams, and I whip it with a touch of vanilla and 200 ml of whipping cream. So that is the cream that I use for most of my, for all of my pavlovas, and it goes really well with this cake. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna slice the cakes, half them. Then you would want to have your cake stand ready, and I'm gonna stack them, layer it, and show you, you know, the best cake ever. Okay, now that my cakes are halved or torted, I'm just, oh, look at the mess here. I just can't. Gonna hide it all under. So as this cake needs to go in the fridge, I'm just gonna place a little disc under it, or you would want to do it in a plate that could fit in your fridge. So that is why I'm gonna do it this way. And then you start with a bit of cream and an offset spatula, and you just spread it like this. So for whoever has tried my mango and passion fruit pavlova, that is very similar in flavor, but in a cake form. So it's really lovely. So that is the first layer. I'm just gonna add the second layer.